elves. They always look elegant, mystical, impossibly polished. Their gowns are immaculate, their armour is flawless, but comfortable. I'm not so sure. I don't know about you, but I can't imagine looking that perfect while walking the dog, popping to the shops, or attempting a trip to the gym. So that got me wondering, what if I could make everyday clothing look a little more elven without sacrificing the comfort? I've owned this fleece for years, and I've always loved the unusual pattern. Then one day I looked at it and thought, I have a laser cutter. I wonder if I could etch decorative designs directly into fleece and create something a little more elegant and a little more elven. I had a couple of old fleeces that I was happy to sacrifice to the let's give it a go testing stage, so I designed a few patterns and started experimenting. To my delight, it worked beautifully. I was completely sold on the idea. I already owned one Elven-style fleece, and after a browse through Vinted I found a few more candidates that suited my vision. A green Nike hoodie and a thicker zip-up coat that looked perfect for a makeover. I started with the thicker coat. Before I could begin etching, I needed to remove 2 vinyl logos. After a bit of YouTube research, nail varnish removers seemed to be the most recommended solution. Working slowly and carefully and using only my fingernails to lift the vinyl, I eventually managed to remove both logos. There's still a slight colour difference where they once were, but thankfully the etched design would cover most of that area. Next, I cut cardboard panels to fit inside the coat. These helped stretch the fabric and provided a stable surface for the laser work. Because the bed of my laser cutter is only so large, I had to divide the design into multiple sections and carefully align each one as I worked my way across the coat. For this piece, I based the pattern on Tauriel's costume from The Hobbit, creating a flowing woodland design that suited the shape of the garment perfectly. The next project was this green Nike hoodie. For this one, I imagined something resembling comfortable elven armour, the sort of thing you could wear with a pair of joggers on a relaxed day, still giving off that very clear "not today" message to anyone who happened across your path. Just like the coat, the design had to be completed in sections, gradually building up the full pattern across the garment. My final project was a fleece coat that had been sitting in my wardrobe for years. Although I liked it in theory, every time I wore it I felt less elegant elf and more travelling court jester. Something had to change. I decided to remove the long front sections, shortening the coat at the front while leaving the dramatic dip hem at the back. Instantly the silhouette felt much more balanced and elegant. For the decoration I chose far more subtle design than the previous pieces. Delicate trailing leaves flowed across the back, with smaller details winding up the front panels. This time I left the wing sleeves plain, allowing the overall design to feel lighter and more refined. I was never particularly fond of the bright white stitching details, so I used speed paints to colour match them to the fleece. It made a surprising difference and helped everything blend beautifully. final touch, I added the brass tree buttons I made in my previous project, Bilbo's buttons. And here are the finished coats in all their newly etched glory. I have to say I'm absolutely delighted with how they turned out. It started as a simple experiment has opened up a whole new set of possibilities, and I already have several more projects planned that I can't wait to share with you. After all, who says practical clothing can't be a little bit more magical? Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.